covered in old lamps, mismatched dishes, and that hideous vase my ex-mother-in-law swore was vintage. I'm sipping coffee, blasting some classic rock, feeling like a garage sale guru until Karen shows up. Yeah, that Karen, the HOA's self-appointed sheriff, strutting across the street in her neon pink tracksuit, looking like she's about to arrest me for crimes against her aesthetic. I'd been planning this yard sale for weeks. My garage was a hoarder's nightmare, boxes of junk from my 20s, half-broken camping gear, and a creepy porcelain doll my cousin swore was collectible. I figured, why not make a few bucks and clear some space-posted signs around the neighborhood, put an ad on Craigslist, even made a cute little flyer with clip art balloons. The HOA handbook said yard sales were fine as long as you didn't block the street or, like, sacrifice a goat on the lawn. I was golden. Right, wrong. Karen had other plans. She storms over at 8 before I've even sold my first chipped mug. Her phone already in hand like she's about to call in a SWAT team. You can't have this. This circus in our neighborhood, she snaps, waving at my tables like they're a biohazard. It's unsightly, it's loud, and those signs are a violation of HOA Code 47.2. I'm standing there, coffee going cold, trying to process how my stack of old paperbacks is a threat to humanity. I say, Karen, it's just a yard sale. One day, I checked the rules. She scoffs, and says, we'll see about that. Then she spins on her heel and marches back to her McMansion, already dialing someone. I'm thinking, what's she gonna do? Call the HOA president spoiler. She went bigger. 10 minutes later, a cop car rolls up. A freaking cop car. This poor officer, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else, steps out and asks, "Ma'am, we got a call about a disturbance." I'm dumbfounded. A disturbance. My Fleetwood Mac playlist and a table of $2 t-shirts. I explain it's just a yard sale. Show him my permits because, yeah, I got permits. Karen, and he's like, well, someone complained about the noise and the signs. I glance at Karen's house, and there she is, peeking through her blinds like a low-budget spy. The cop's cool about it, says it's fine as long as I keep the music down, and leaves. But I'm pissed. Like, who calls the cops on a yard sale? Who has that kind of time? I could have let it go. I could have packed up, waved the white flag, and gone back to binge-watching true crime. But something snapped. Karen wanted to play neighborhood dictator fine. I'd show her a circus. That night, I'm Googling city ordinances, HOA bylaws, anything I can use. Turns out, our town has this loophole you can register for a community flea market permit, which lets you host a multi-day sale with no HOA oversight. It's meant for, like, church fundraisers or whatever. But the language is vague enough that my yard qualifies. I fill out the form, pay the $20 fee, and get approved for a full weekend flea market. Oh, and it's legal to put up as many signs as I want, as long as they're on my property. Game on. Next morning, I'm up at dawn, turning my front yard into the goddamn Woodstock of yard sales. I drag out every piece of junk I own: old bike tires, a broken toaster, even that creepy doll, which I stick right in the middle with a sign that says, "Haunted $5. I borrow tables from my buddy Mike, who thinks this is the funniest thing ever. and we set up a lemonade stand for his kids to run. I print 20 neon signs that say, Mega Flea Market Weekend Deals Galore, and plaster them all over my lawn. I even rent a megaphone. Yeah, a megaphone, and start announcing deals like I'm at a cattle auction. $2 for a waffle iron. Folks, get it while it's hot. The streets packed by 9 a.m. Cars everywhere, people haggling, kids running around with lemonade. It's chaos, and I'm loving every second. Karen's losing it. She's out on her lawn, yelling about property values and disrespect. I just smile and wave, megaphone in hand. Hey, Karen, got any old lamps to sell? She calls the HOA president, who shows up looking like he's aged 10 years since yesterday. He's flipping through the handbook, muttering about violations. But I hand him my flea market permit, and his face just falls. This is legal, he says, like he's admitting defeat. Karen's screaming, "This is outrageous." And I'm like, yeah, that happened. The best part. The neighbors are loving it. They're buying stuff, bringing over their own junk to sell, turning my yard into a block party. Even Mrs. Jenkins, the 80-year-old widow across the street, shows up with a box of ancient Christmas ornaments and a grin like she's in on the joke. Here's where it gets spicy. Sunday morning, I'm expecting another day of glorious chaos. But then this guy rolls up in a beat-up van. Big dude, tattoos. Looks like he just stepped out of a biker bar. Says his name's Tony. Heard about my flea market on Craigslist and wants to set up a table. I'm thinking, this wasn't part of the plan. But he's got this vibe like he's not taking no for an answer. He starts unloading cases of knockoff sunglasses, bootleg DVDs, and swear to God a tray of vintage pocket knives that look suspiciously new. I'm like, Tony, you sure this is legit? He just winks and says, don't worry. Sweetheart, I got permits. I don't know what kind of permits he's talking about. But I'm not about to argue with a guy who looks like he bench presses refrigerators. Tony's table turns my flea market into a full-on spectacle. People are swarming, haggling over $5 Ray-Ban ripoffs, and Karen's practically having a stroke. She's back on the phone, probably calling the FBI this time, but the cops don't show. Why? Because Tony's stuff, shady or not, is technically legal under my permit. By noon, my yard's a zoo, kids with lemonade, neighbors with folding chairs, Tony yelling, 2 for $10. Get your shades. I'm just sitting there, sipping a beer Mike brought over, watching Karen's perfect little world implode. Sunday night. I'm counting my cash, made $300 not bad for junk, and Karen finally cracks. She marches over, face redder than her tacky mailbox, and hisses, "You think you're clever? This isn't over." I just shrug and say, "Karen, maybe next time don't call the cops on a $2 t-shirt." She storms off, and I'm feeling like I just won the Super Bowl of petty revenge. But here's the thing. Monday morning, I wake up to a letter from the HOA. They're reviewing my permit, claiming I misrepresented the event. Tony's gone. Left his table behind with a note that says, "Thanks for the spot. You're all right." I'm not sure if I just hosted a mob front or a guy selling hot sunglasses. But either way, I'm in deep now. The yard's a mess. My neighbors are divided. Half think I'm a hero. Half think I'm a menace. Karen's probably plotting her next move. And I'm wondering if I've started a war I can't win. But you know what that weekend? watching her lose her mind while my yard turned into the neighborhood's biggest party. Worth it. I framed one of those neon signs and hung it in my garage, right next to the creepy doll. A little trophy for surviving Karen's wrath. So, what do you think? Was I the villain for escalating this into a full-blown flea market? Or was Karen asking for it by calling the cops over nothing? Drop your take below. I'm dying to hear who you're rooting for in this suburban showdown. The end.